Wife selling, shocking history. Imagine being able to sell your wife at a local market, complete with a halter around her neck. In 18th century Britain, this wasn't just a grim fairy tale, but an actual practice rooted in the harsh realities of gentler activity. Husbands frustrated with their marriages would literally auction their wives off to the highest bidder, a desperate escape from unhappy unions in a society where divorce was nearly impossible for the common man. This bizarre transaction was shockingly legal and publicly accepted, reflecting the disturbing norms of the time. Wife selling was never officially sanctioned by law, yet it thrived in the murky waters of legal loopholes and social acceptance. Women, viewed as property of their husbands, had little say in these transactions. The practice often involved leading the wife to a market with a halter or rope, where potential buyers would haggle over her worth. The husband would then seal the deal, handing over his wife to another man, sometimes with a pint of ale as a celebratory gesture. The roots of this practice lay in the oppressive legal system that offered few options for marital escape. Divorce required an act of parliament, a privilege reserved for the wealthy. For everyone else, this grim marketplace ritual was a last resort. It was a solution born of desperation, a crude attempt to circumvent the rigid constraints of the period's family law. The transaction was not just an exchange of a spouse but a public announcement of the end of a marriage, a spectacle that drew crowds and controversy. Not all sales were against the wife's will, however. Some women, eager to escape an unhappy marriage, might have consented to the arrangement. Yet, this glimmer of agency doesn't erase the underlying indignity and power imbalance. Wife selling was a stark testament to the lack of women's rights and autonomy. It served as a reminder of a time when marriage was less about partnership and more about ownership, a dark chapter in the history of gender relations.